for the duration of the pass. And let's see, next they're going to be doing map reworks. First up is Badham Preschool. They're going to be making it to where they're going to be doing two major things. One, they're going to be adjusting like tiles and stuff so that there are like 4 different variations of the same map. That way you don't have the map completely memorized all the time. It's not the same thing over and over and over. I don't know if they plan on doing this with other maps too, but I'm kind of hoping they do because that would be really, really cool. Alright. Nice. Nice little double hit. There we go. Where did she go? Man, that blows. Oh well, at least I got all my Thanatophobia stacks. Oh, so she went that way, did she? So yeah, that's really, really cool in my opinion. It'll make it to where the maps have more flavor to them, regardless of all that nonsense. You have Dead Hard? Oh, you don't. It's weird, I heard. Found you! But yeah, even if you use a map offering, you don't know what you're in for. And I think that's a really awesome way of doing it, because it, like, one, it'll reduce the amount of bad tile placements and stuff, and it'll make it to where there's a lot more variation. But to top it off, you'll be able to, it'll make it to where you can't just, like, right now, a common thing that happens is that, like, really try-hardish Survive with Friends groups will go out of their way to make a build around a map, and then they'll use a map offering for, like, Lampkin Lane, you know, for instance. And that really sucks because having to deal with that is nightmarish, and some of these, and if you're able to make a build around a certain map, it can be really strong, like maybe a bit too strong, even. Dude, why would you think I'm gonna double hit you? Anyhow, you're down. Oh, no, you're not. Now you're down. So, it'll be nice just to add, because even the killer will have to adapt to the map variations and such, and it's just going to be a lot more fun, I think. La da 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 dee, la da 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 do do do. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Yes, I am with my frenzy. Refresher. Let's see if I can get over here and get these two. Can I make it? No, I can't. I'm gonna run out of meter. It's alright. I'll just go for the Claudette. Dwight, what you don't understand is I don't give enough of a shit about you. Oh, alright, cool. You're on the borrowed time meter now anyway. You're too loud. Oh, he went down too? Oh, hello. Nope. Yeah, I like to do that cheeky little nod whenever they fail a flashlight save. I find it to be amusing. Damn, did she really get gone that quick? I guess she must have went down through there. Sorry man, I went quiet again. I just got so in tune with what I was doing. So another fun little thing that you're able to do is... Oh, whoops. Sorry, not that you're able to do, but that they're adding with all that, is they're going to be reducing loops that they feel are too strong. Now, we all know these loops, the loops that like people like this loop right here kind of. They're gonna, I mean, there'll probably still be loops kind of like this, but there'll be more shorter loops instead of a bunch of longer ones, because they feel like that loops like those are not like adding in skill-based gameplay, and that's what they're trying to change. They're trying to influence more skill-based play instead of just focusing on these broken loops that are like really, really strong, and they can like use them like 2 or 3 times for free, and there's no way to really stop them. So that's a nice little change. Now some survivors are already saying, oh, this is a nerf to survivors, this is bullshit. It's like, no, it's like they said, they're trying to balance it to where these maps are more fair, and they want to influence more mind gaming, because that's the whole point. Killers have had to mind game for a long time now just to keep up, but survivors with the right builds half the time don't have to really know their mind games. They can just keep going, and they're good, and this killer can't really do a whole lot about it, at least until they've looped him a couple of times. How the hell did you get a blind on me? That must be a good flashlight. Look, I don't care about your flashlight, because I'll just do this. Like, are you silly? Oh, I'm stuck. It's alright. I think I'll still reach her. Yes, I will. Damn, you just healed too. So, it'll be nice to make it to where, because my favorite interactions whenever I'm playing killer is mind gaming the survivor. I think it's a very important part of the game. It's a lot of fun, and it's where the skill comes in every killer and every survivor interaction. So the fact that they're trying to influence more of this, I think, is a really big step forward. You are not getting my totem. And I love the whole idea of it. And I'm sure it'll be fair. I mean, come on. The devs have never nerfed survivors to a point where they're weak, like, ever. It's an unheard of thing. Like I said, it's just to make it to where killers can actually mind game instead of having to eat certain loops for ages and ages and ages. So the next thing I want to talk about is Ghostface. Ghostface has been revealed, and his stats are finally out, so we don't really have to speculate. And the PTB for this comes out on Tuesday, so we'll get to see all this in action very soon. Now, what the stats are is he can, first off, he's 115 speed, just like we thought. He's able to crouch anytime he wants, and he will remain at 115 speed when he's doing his crouch. Now, this is to make it to where he can use it as a mind game tool, but they did say they might end up reducing this after the PTB, depending on what they see. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I hope they keep it around 110 speed or something like that. So, because if they want it to be used as a mind game tool, he has to be able to move at least a decent speed, just so he can use it to make the play instead of being so slow that he can't make the play before the pallet gets dropped on his head. I think that's a big part of it. And then he's able to turn off his terror radius using a stealth ability, and he's able to stalk survivors, and if he stalks them for 4 seconds, he can also lean around a corner when he's doing this, so that's kind of cool, helps him stealth a bit more. If he stalks them for 4 seconds, they get exposed for 20 seconds. So this is a powerful tool that rewards him for actually sneaking. Now the big weakness to his power is that if a survivor spots him for 1 second while he's doing this, all his powers will be instantly shut down and go on a cooldown. Now, I don't know how long this cooldown is, they didn't say, but I'm assuming it's a decently long cooldown. So he won't be able to stalk people and mark them, he won't be able to do any of that. He'll be stuck just as a 115 killer with nothing else for the duration of the cooldown. And that's a big downside, so I'm hoping that it's not just they turn the camera at him for 1 second and he loses his entire power, because that's a little bit too easy in my opinion, because, I mean, shit. A good survivor is always swiveling their camera around when they're on a gen, especially when A, they don't know who the killer is, or B, they know it's a stealth killer because that's the way they avoid getting hit. So depending on how that works, it might be a bit too strong as it is for him to lose his entire power for that. But like I said, we'll just have to see when it comes out. Next up is the Freddy rework. And for Freddy, they've given him a well, okay, so he no longer has to put you to sleep. And that being the case, you will go into a transition just being in the game. Right now the time is set at 60 seconds to put you fully to sleep, but I think they're going to reduce that because it seems a tad too short, too long, especially since you can wake up from skill checks just as you have before, but now you can wake up from failed sabotage skill checks, and there's an item on the map which you can see like a pig box, where if you interact with it, it'll instantly wake you up no matter what. Now, and you also no longer have the debuff for whenever you're in the dream world, so your action speeds aren't affected. So I'm assuming if you want to be woken up that much, I don't think it's just for his additional powers, which we'll get to in just a second. But I think it also has to do with, I think he can still see your aura when you're in the dream world. I think they're letting him keep that. They didn't say one way or the other. We'll have to see when it comes out in the mid-chapter patch, which is the unfortunate part. He's not coming out with Ghostface. He's coming out in the mid-chapter patch afterwards. But, you know, they have a few things they're just trying to tweak out. And so over the course of now once you're in the dream world, well actually I should start with this first. He can hit you at any time. You don't have to be asleep for that. And how it works is you can hear his terror radius, but you can't see him outside of a certain range. And then when he gets close to you, you'll be able to see him. And then whenever you're in the dream world, his terror radius will be gone, and instead all you'll hear is the lullaby. He won't have a heartbeat or anything, so you won't have any idea how close he is to you, or even, you know, you'll have no idea what direction he is, so it'll allow him for some interesting mind games, and it'll make it to where he has some cool little things he can do. It's just all around going to make him really freaky. Now, his primary power, which he used to put you to sleep with, has been replaced with a generator teleporting power. When you look at a gen, you can hold the power on it for a few seconds, and he will teleport instantly to that gen. And so he has a power meter that has a cooldown for that. So that's really, really cool. Now the survivor will have a warning because this generator will start spilling out blood, so you'll know he's coming. So you'll have a couple seconds to get up and start running before he gets there. Which I think this power is going to be really fun for some mind games. It's going to be really good for map pressure for sure. And I think it could even be really helpful when you're using perks like Make Your Choice. If you hook someone near a gen, that could make for some very strong shit. So it could make for a lot of fun. Then there's the next two parts of his power. At least one of these will be base kit. They haven't decided if they want to put both of them base kit yet. One of them might become an add-on. I'm hoping they don't do that. But the first ability is Dream Palettes, which I'm hoping that if they make one into an add-on, this is the one that it is, because it's kind of gimmicky, but it still has its uses. What he can do is he can go to places where pallets are normally able to spawn, and he can put a fake pallet there that when a survivor's in the dream world, they can see it. And if they try to slam it down, it'll just explode into blood, and they won't get any additional benefit off it. So it's a free hit for Freddy. It's pretty cool. Just like the Doctor's illusionary pallets when he uses that one add-on. Then we have his dream snares, which he puts them down, waits 2 seconds for the trap to set, and once it does, Claudette, I see you. And once it's set, any survivor that goes into it will get slowed down. Okay, she's not gonna throw the pallet down, that's smart. Once you get hit by it, you're slowed down, and you're also slowed down for a short duration after you leave the trap's area of effect. Really, really cool. I like this whole idea with that a whole lot. It'll also give him some ability in the chase, which is the big problem that he had before. So it'll be really nice to see him gain that, because that was the whole problem with him in the first place. So yeah, like I said, I'm hoping the Dream Snare is the one he gets as base kit no matter what. because I don't like the fact that they're planning on potentially making a whole ability an add-on, because I think that's kind of silly, but I can understand if they don't want to add too many abilities on them, but we'll have to see. They haven't decided yet, so there's always a chance. Oh, this guy's given up. Don't know why he's given up, but he is. So next up, so yeah, that's Freddy's overall new power. It's looking like it's going to be really fun to play around with, if not a strong ability as well, which I'm hoping it is, because it certainly has potential. That's for sure. Oh, I got her! Yes. So that's a really big thing for me, as I want it to be actually useful. But it's definitely better than Freddy is now, so there's no debating that. So I can't complain no matter what happens. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot Ghostface's new perks. That's probably one of the coolest things about Ghostface coming into the game. Because his perks, we know the one that got leaked, which is the one that whenever he hooks his obsession, he gets a token. For each token, he loses a bit of his terror radius. The obsession also changes to whoever unhooks the obsession from the hook. And I think that with Myers specifically, this could be really cool, because when you're chasing with Myers, if you combine this with like Monitor and Abuse, well, not Monitor and Abuse, but Dead Rabbit, you could use it to... Well, for Monitor Abuse, it would negate the terror radius increase that you get from Monitor and Abuse, and then some. It might actually work with Monitor Abuse, I don't know. But they would also be able to... It would also work with Dead Rabbit, and using this, he could potentially have 0 terror radius in a chase, which would make his crazy little counter-rotating mind games even more crazy, which I think would be really, really cool to deal with. It would be almost like facing Scratch Mirror Myers, just without the add-on. And he's also at 115 speed. Ah, I messed that up so bad. It's alright, someone's down here. So I'll just go get him. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw you on the hook again. I don't know why you stayed down here. I thought the other one was the one. That's the problem with playing Legion like this. Everyone's injured all the time, so it's hard to tell. What else did I want to cover? Oh, right. Duh, still have 2 more perks. Then there's I'm All Ears. Now, this is the only perk that whose name I can remember for some reason. What it does is whenever someone does a rushed action, like a fast vault or running in and out of a locker, outside of your terror radius, you will be able to see their aura for a few seconds. Now, the whole terror radius requirement is the part that makes me think this perk isn't going to be very good, but maybe the devs will change it. The only reason I don't like that is strictly because it's not going to be of much use in like a chase. I thought it was going to be like something that you could use to counter quick and quiet and do all kinds of weird stuff with. I don't know why this guy wants me to kill him so badly. Ah. There's a person right here. Alright, now I'm going to go after this Kate. And plus it has a cooldown, which looks like it has a pretty decently long cooldown at that, so I'm not sure how I feel on this perk just yet. I think it might be a tad on the meh side, but it could have some uses with like Michael Myers maybe, since his terror radius can be made really small. Especially with this whole idea I've had for him, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Then there's the final perk, which is everyone's favorite, and the most viable perk out of the set, and I can't remember what it's called. It had a weird name, but basically what it does is whenever you pick up a survivor off the ground, or if you interrupt a survivor action and pick them up, like when they're vaulting through a window or on a gen, all the generators that are not being worked on once you do this will be blocked by the entity for 16 whole seconds, and they will be highlighted in white. So not only will they be blocked, but you'll also know which generators were being worked on at the time of this. So you can also use it as a tracking perk as well, which is really cool. Dude, that Claudette is freaking invisible. Holy shit. Did you guys see her? Because I sure as hell didn't. So yeah, this perk is going to be really good. And I like it a lot because I've been trying to find a good perk, fourth perk for a lot of my killers. Now, like Legion, I like this build on him. And I'm kind of hoping Thanatophobia might be getting a buff again. Long shot, but, you know, I'm hopeful. I see you, David. Now what are you gonna do? I guess this guy wants to go down again. And yeah, that's gonna be really, really fun, I think. So that's for now, that's all I really wanted to cover. It was the really important stuff, and I also wanted to get out a gameplay or two. Got a double gameplay in a video, so have fun with that little treat. I saw you. See you, Evernex. I know you've been sitting there quietly waiting. Don't worry about it. It'll be fun to have someone chatting. So you can speak now if you want.
True.
How you doing, bro?
Alright.
So what are your thoughts on the whole information thing I was just spewing for like the last 10 minutes?
Alright, I guess.
You looking forward to any of it, or are you just meh?
I guess if anything, Freddy, because I already liked Freddy to begin with, and they're making him better. I mean,
Yeah, no one's complaining about Freddy being better, that's for sure. Well, except for the few misguided souls who kept saying he was somehow OP, even though he was literally the only killer who had no chase in their power, but yeah. Where'd this guy go? Did he already... Assassin's Creed, bruh. But yeah, that is really cool. I got high hopes for Ghostface, at least. Freddy could be hit or miss, depending on what they decide to do with those two powers. The one of which I said could be an add-on. That's going to be the deciding factor, because the generator teleporting could be good for some mind games, but the problem is, survivors like to look behind them. So if they see you holding your hand up using that power, they're going to not run that way because they know you're going to be teleporting to the gen. Although I guess you could fake it, and that would be kind of cool.
yeah.
Once again, that all just depends on how the values of that all work out. Yeah, where did this other guy go? Wasn't he over here? This dude was like healing over here, but now he's not here. Just sucks about not having nurses calling on. Playing Freddy too much. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. The 115 speedball crouching is actually really interesting because I wasn't expecting him to go through with that, but it looks like it. But that's but then again, like they even said in the stream, that might get changed. So I guess we'll just have to see where it goes. I'm kind of hoping they keep it at least a semi-high speed, just so, once again, they even said that was the whole point of it. They wanted him to use his crouch as a mind game mechanic. Can't really do that if you're slow.
Yeah.
Plus, it's going to be funny because his crouch allows him to teabag, which is also going to be hilarious. Like, people thought the pig could teabag. Nah, man. Ghostface perfected the teabag. Plus his Mori's really fun, so that's also cool. I would like a viable stealth killer. That would be a nice change of pace. Oh, look who found the hatch first. It's me. And this poor soul, the doors are like right next to each other too. That scared me for a second. I'm not used to the bell going off until the door is open. Ugh. Ba, 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 da, ba. Oh, hello, Claudette. Hey, look, I hit you. Oh, you gave up, haven't you? I'm just gonna sit here and just let you die to the collapse. How's that sound, Claudette? Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna let you die to the collapse, dude. I want to see the collapse. Besides, I've got enough points. I'll pip. I don't need another hook. Alright, let us chase. Don't you dare go for that door, Claudette. I will yank you off it. Don't think I won't, Claudette. Claudette. Damn you, Claudette. I will let you crawl on the ground like a worm. Sit down. Just wait for the collapse. It won't take long. His perks, Ghostface's perks are going to be really cool. Especially that last one. Because that was always something that kind of bugged me about the carrying, because it's like the whole time you're carrying a survivor to a hook, you're like trying to run your way over there, because you're like, I know they're working on the gens, this is just free gen time. Especially when I'm a survivor, I like to abuse the hell out of that. As most survivors do. Either way. As long as the cooldown's not extensively long, that perk is going to instantly make its way into the meta, I'm sure of it. Oh, he had Unbreakable. Wow. Entity grab. GG survivors. So anyhow, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little discussion video with my buddy Vernox. Say hi to YouTube.
So.
So I will see you again in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Peace.